Well, hello to all my LGBT entrepreneurs. Welcome to Coming Out Black's 31 Days to Business Startup. Day 23, Technology Solutions. I decided to talk about technology today because when I meet a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners, I'm devastated almost. I am so surprised at how many people don't use technology or different types of technology in their business because technology is the way to work smarter, not harder. And we live in a day and time where there's so many options. So I'm always like surprised. And so I know you're probably thinking, well, what do you mean by technology solutions? Like, first and foremost, a website. I mean, I know I talked about that before, but like that's a technology tool, and that every business, I don't care what kind of business you have, you should have a website. And so there are some platforms. There's WordPress, there's Blogger, there's Wix, there's Weebly, there's Tripod, there's Webs, there's Creative Space. So go check them out and make sure that you have a website. I know I already did my rant on websites, so I'm not going to take up a lot of time today talking about websites. And then also just social media engagement. Again, that is a technology tool, and it can help you in many different facets of your business. And a lot of times, most of the stuff is pretty free. So it surprises me when people are not using these technology tools in their business. But I'll go ahead and move on to other technology tools that I think you guys should be aware of and be thinking about as it relates to your business. Your cell phone. Oh my goodness. Everybody has a cell phone or a smartphone, whatever you want to call them. At least most people have smartphones. And that is a great technology tool. I mean, you can do so much with your cell phones nowadays. And so some of the things that I'm thinking about when it comes to your cell phone is, it has a calendar. So, you know what I mean? You could do like planning, you could do scheduling. And also it's a great place to do some timekeeping, to do some note taking, as well as a lot of other things that you'll be able to do with your phone. But I mean, just like if you just think about your basic smartphone, these are the things that you could be doing with your phone right away. A lot of times we used to carry around those Craig Covey, whatever those were, those really thick day planners. But now, you can put everything in your phone. It makes it so much easier and way more lighter, right? Some other things that you can be using you can use them with your phone is there's so many mobile apps, and these apps do so many things for you. And a lot of times these apps can help you as it relates to your business. And so, I mean, I'm going to talk some more about some of these apps that you can use. But yeah, like always be on the lookout of the different apps, particularly in your particular business industry or genre. Because a lot of times they have created apps that specifically are geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners in certain areas. So definitely check into apps. Always be looking out for apps, or check with other business owners in your area about the apps that they use. The third thing I was going to talk about was cloud storage. And that is storing things in the cloud. So storing things online. And I know a lot of people are a little bit apprehensive about doing that. But this is the benefit of doing that. Number one, it's somewhere where you can get access to it no matter where you are. Even with your phone. Nowadays these cloud apps, you can access the information from your phone. And I can't tell you how convenient that is if you're looking for like maybe a sales sheet or maybe some talking points, and you got to go to a meeting and somehow you've kind of gotten away from the papers that you had. Maybe you left them in the bathroom, maybe you left them wherever. However, if that information is stored in a cloud, right, where you can access that online, you could just go to your phone and get that information, and then you're never without it. And also, I tell people that, we're living in a day and age where employees of one company are not always in the same spot. A lot of people telecommute, and a lot of people live all over the planet. And so this is a great place to centralize information so that everybody has access, or at least the ability to access. And it's just really an opportunity for access to happen at any point in time. If a piece of paper has important information on it and is sitting in your home office and nobody can get to it, it's not very useful. So it's important to think about cloud storage as a means by which to kind of centralize everything, and so where it can be accessible. And And I don't think we need to be afraid. I mean, I think everything is pretty secure nowadays, but more importantly, it's just convenience, and you want to be able to have access to things, and you want it to be convenient. So I'm gonna stop talking about that. The other thing I want to talk about was Skype. Skype is where you could do calls and you could do video, face-to-face video, and I think out of all the technology tools there are, Skype is one of the most amazing. I mean, you can call international, you can international. I mean, nowadays we have face-to-face on our smartphones, right? So this is kind of an outdated suggestion, but I still think that Skype is pretty incredible, and we all know what Skype is, and we all pretty much probably have used it at one point in time. But also remembering that Skype can be used as a business tool to educate your customers and clients, to meet with potential business partners or people that maybe want to fund your business, to make those calls. And it's not as expensive as using, a landline, and it's more convenient. Once again, it's super, super convenient. Web conferencing. Again, when I talk about cloud storage, I talk about Skype, I'm really talking about the capacity to be able to interact with people wherever they are. And so web conferencing, whether it's audio or video, is just so convenient. And also, it's just the wave of the future. I mean, a lot of people know that in order to get in contact with other people, or to even learn about other people, or to even learn about people's businesses, that they may have to go to a web conference, or they may have to go to a telesummit. I mean, it's just the way we work. And it's a tool that makes things easier. And again, it's about working smarter and not harder. Money. There are so many apps. I was referring to apps before, and these are some of the things that I want you to think about in terms of apps. Is there are a lot of online money apps that you can use to help manage your money, help you keep an eye on your money, help you kind of understand what's going on in terms of your income and your expenses, and being able to compare that information, and to do some projections perhaps for the future. So money apps are really incredible. I use mint.com. It sends me these reports. You can design the reports however you want to, but they send me these reports on a weekly basis and then on a monthly basis about what happened with my money. Was I spending, it's more my personal, not my business. Was I spending in alignment with what I've been spending kind of over the last few months? And if I've gone over or gone under in certain categories, it alerts me and it lets me know. And so I love it. And I like the fact that it's a tool that I can easily access at any point in time. Project management. Using apps with project management is pretty important, especially as it relates to business, because you want to be able to kind of create some goals and objectives. Again, I say use the SMART goals, make them time bound, make them achievable. And a project management tool will help you be able to put together a plan where you know exactly what kind of action you need to be taking and at what time you need to be taking that action. So project management tools, and they're also the kind of project management tools that everybody on your team could have access to, and everybody on your team could kind of look at and review and make sure that they are staying on task as well. So when it comes to your business, using project management tools is pretty important. And the last thing I was going to talk about as it relates to apps, or maybe not, is sales. So if you're, God, I mean, there's so many, the thought of sales is very complex, and it has a lot of things to consider. And so there are lots of different kinds of apps, and it depends on what your sales strategy is, and also what you're selling, whether it's a product or whether it's a service. And then just also kind of help you think about, what is the language, what is the marketing. So there are lots of apps around sales. There are also just a lot of online tools to help you with sales, and getting more clients and customers. And so those tools are available, and you should really check them out, because I think for all of us, we're trying to figure out that sales game. I think sales is one of the parts of the business that we all are kind of apprehensive about, and we all don't want to come across as sleazy salesmen. And so having these tools can help you create a sales plan that is manageable and that's integrity based. And so I really encourage people to look into sales tools as something to consider using with your business. And then the last thing I'm just going to talk about is online outsourcing. And I'll talk a little bit more about this later on in the month, but there are places you can go and you can outsource. Like I was saying in a couple of videos ago, that I'm going to outsource. I'm going to hire a virtual assistant, and that assistant is going to help me with my social media engagement. There are so many things that you can kind of outsource. And I know a lot of people say, well, I don't have a lot of money. Well, I mean, a lot of times these outsourcing mechanisms, people will bid on your job. And so maybe you can get somebody to do it at a level, at a price that is within your kind of financial range, and also, I know a lot of times people are a little leery of these outsourcing outlets because they're like, well, I don't know who's doing it. I don't know if they're going to do a good job. I need to say that it's hit or miss. It is. I've done a lot of outsourcing for a lot of different things. For the most part, I've always gotten really good results. And I've gotten really good results because I just judge people. I usually try to have an initial interaction with anybody I want to outsource with. And I try to get a sense of about who they are, what kind of work they're going to do with me. Through the internet, through the emails, not the best place to judge character, but I think I'm pretty good at assessing what they can do for me based on the communications that they've given back to me. And I would say that for the most part, I've gotten really good results. I think maybe once or twice, and I've used outsourcing a lot. Excuse me, I think I was about to hiccup or something. And I've always had good outcome. And I wanted to show you guys an example. One place you can do outsourcing is Fiverr. And people say, oh, I don't want to go Fiverr. It's just $5. And $5, what am I going to get for $5? And I ain't worth no $5. And I want to say that I love Fiverr. I use Fiverr all the time for lots of different things. Now, I don't always spend exactly $5. But I wanted to show you guys the logo, my logo, Coming Out Black logo. This is the new logo. I had this old block style logo for many, many years. And then I just decided I wanted a new logo. And one of the things that I did on Fiverr is I tried it out. And I said, look, produce me a new logo. And I was really pleasantly surprised that I got a really amazing new logo for $5. All I paid was $5 for the logo, people. Look at it. It looks pretty professional. It is pretty nice. I'm like, what? So, I think, and I just remember that I went through hundreds of people that made logos on Fiverr. And I looked at what their body of work was. I interacted with a few. And then I just kind of decided on this woman. She seemed like her work seemed really interesting. I felt, like I liked her design aesthetic, and so I liked her as an artist, and so I said, let me try her. And when she came back with this, I was just completely blown. My whole mind was blown, and I was really pleasantly surprised. And I had a new logo, all for the sum of $5. And so I will say this, that you want to think about outsourcing, because one of the things that happens with business owners is that we don't have time to do everything, and we can't do everything ourselves. And so outsourcing is a great way to get somebody else. And it is a technology tool nowadays, because you're going to do your outsourcing online. You're going to connect with these people online, and it's going to be great. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you got a little something out of this. Don't forget to visit the website at www.comingoutblack.com, and got one more week before Coming Out Black's Business Academy launches. Yay! I'm super, super excited. So I hope you'll come and join and or check out the online business development courses, as well as I will be offering one-on-one business coaching. So once again, thank you so much for joining me. Take really, really, really good care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Peace and love.